Facebook. Today we're going to do event pages. Next month we're going to do Facebook brand development. And I might throw in December for advertising. It's a little advanced, it's my moneymaker, but I'm willing to share those secrets and you'll be stunned what you can do
I'm stunned already.
on advertising.
Yeah.
Make this go. Because that would really throw everything off. Okay, so any questions about what we've talked in the past couple months? I know there's a couple of new people here, but in general, here we go.
I have a question about post boosting.
Okay,
So,
Post what?
boosting a post.
yes.
Boosting a post.
So, the posts that do well on the CCL Facebook page are Catterday, which is Cat Saturday, and Wolf Wednesday. And
Yeah,
so
I've
Facebook
seen
is always
that.
like, put money behind this post. And I'm like, I don't know, is that tacky to like put money, make an advertisement out of a post where people are posting like their dogs and cats? Like, is that tacky?
It's not tacky, it's actually really smart.
Okay.
So what you can do is you can
But then it's
create,
going to be an ad.
well, it'll just be a sponsored post.
Oh.
So it'll be a sponsored post. And what's good about that is that there are certain people that love dogs and certain people that love cats.
Okay.
So when you're creating, if you just go for the basic boost, create a new audience of people that like dogs, you'll pick up 10, 20, 40, 50 different new likes.
Okay.
One of your challenges is that you're really looking for spiritual people to come to the center. And you can't say spiritual and likes dogs. It's spiritual
Or
likes
likes
dogs.
But once they click on the page, you're going to see what our page is, right?
Right. So what I would do is something like that. So I work for a hotel that's dog friendly. Somebody can finally take a photo, which they're very, very, very slow at doing. That was an emphasis. I put the dog up there, talk about dog friendly, Maple Tree Inn, and then I boost it to Sunnyvale people interested in TripAdvisor that are into dogs. They then like the dog because it's a pretty dog, and then I slide back into the likes, click on the likes, and then suggest the page. By suggesting the page, I pick up a few more likes, which then increases my reach on the next post.
Okay.
Which gets back into reach on Facebook is horrendous if you don't put any money behind it. So the shocking thing is that you'll only reach 10 to 15% of your fans. If you have 1,000 people following your page, you're only going to reach 100 to 150 in most posts. Unless you're extremely consistent on posting every day, maybe twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and starting to boost. When you start boosting, it goes out to a wider audience, and then Facebook starts thinking, well, then you pick up more likes, more comments, and more shares, which is something each person in this room could do for the center. Likes, comments, and shares, which then sends it out to a wider audience. So Facebook then thinks, we should send this to more people, and all of a sudden your reach will be getting into that 50, 60, 70% range, and ultimately you want to get into the 100 plus.
So should I boost those posts?
We should talk about it, but yes, I would. Yes.
Okay.
So I got a thing, I think like this morning when I was on to promote my website.
Yes.
Okay, do you advise that? Because I want to know, can I put money behind that and share it? I don't know how that works. Does it work the same as what
So it's
you're
basically going to
talking
give you a button that people can click to go to your website.
about? Yes.
So keep in mind that anytime you send anybody, any follower off Facebook, they'll slow down how many people it reaches. Because they're not making money when they go to your website.
Oh.
So just kind of keep that in mind, that
Okay.
don't expect great results on sending people to a website,
Okay.
but you could still do it. I'm going to show you an example of an event I'm working on in Los Gatos right now, where I'm driving traffic to the website to buy tickets, right?
Okay.
So it does work, it just doesn't, it costs a little bit more. Now a little bit more could be 3 to 5 cents per reach versus 2 cents per reach.
That's another thing that I wanted to
Okay.
ask, because it didn't really give me how much it was going to cost. It said we will bill you later, and it said that my budget was like $30. Are they going to be charging me $30 a day, or?
When you set it up on, so in 2 months we're going to get into more detail. But what
Oh,
it is
okay.
that you tell it what you want to spend.
Okay.
And it will spend every penny, because it wants every penny from you.
Yes.
So I basically do 20 bucks at a time for a day to
Oh,
a
okay.
specific audience. And if it works well, then I'll double down.
Okay.
Unless I'm working for a client, then I might throw 50 at it to start to reach thousands of
Okay,
people.
Yeah.
I mean, one example right here is this post right here that I took the other day. I was at the Vasona having, after a few meetings, I was just chilling, having a sandwich. Remembered the sun was going down, I knew it would be hitting the bridge. Thank you very much. Thanks for my word there. Somebody sent me a message. But you can see this reached 12,000 people. Organically, it's not going to tell me organically there. So 875 people did something with that. So I can't see the organic reach unless I was on the other page, but I want to stay on this one.
So that means they shared it.
So that was, well, you can see right there, there's 22 people that shared it. There are 28 comments, including one from the county park, who's asking permission to use the photo, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as Los Gatos Town, that's just a brand that I made up. So we're
Wow.
actually gonna, the county's gonna post the photo by Los Gatos Town,
Wow.
and we'll see how the town feels about that. But you can see
You're gonna
this
talk to
works-
CJ,
okay,
huh?
there it was. So this right here reached organically 3,000 people.
That means all by itself.
All by itself between the reaches and everything else, the sharers. And then I paid money to reach 9,000 more people. I'm really close to 5,000 likes on this Facebook page. I think I need 13 more to go. You've already liked it. 1, 2, 4, 5. So I wanted to push this one a little farther because I thought this was going to push me over. I picked up 100 and something new likes off of this post. 767 people liked it. And as an insider tip, as some of you already know, you can click on that, and then you can see, oh, I have Ron to invite. So you can see right now I've invited all these people. Ron hasn't been invited, but let's take care of that right now because I need 13 more. So Ron and Marcos, but everybody else has been invited to like the page. So they've come and liked my post. Then I suggest the page to them so they get another notification from Los Gatos Town suggesting that they like the page. If I can get them to like the page, then it goes through their news feed to their friends saying that they like the page.
So we can do that right now. So where do we go to like it?
So let's go to CCL.
Okay.
I'm only going to push myself so much today.
So what happens when you
Well, we
say
can take care of you
follow?
and then take care of us.
Well, you're so cool.
Yeah.
So this is Los Gatos Town, but
Okay.
seriously, Center for Creative Living is what we want to focus on today.
Okay.
What does it mean when you press follow after you press like?
That means that it's gonna show up in your feed.
So it's on my page now?
So whenever he posts
Right.
something.
Or it's on their page?
So let's
when he
actually go
posts
to the
something, it
page.
comes to you.
God, I don't know.
So this is a street team, our community action thing that we put together. Because you want to like the page, and then you want to click follow. Because when you like a page, it goes to default, so you
Right.
might or might not see it.
Right.
By clicking the second click of see
Follow.
first, you have a higher probability of seeing my post.
Okay.
You're personally liking a number of my posts, and every time
I
you
am.
do, I think of it, oh, it's spiritual sister, thank you very much.
Yes, I do.
So I feel that, right? But you really want to get people to see the post so they have a higher probability of liking the post, which then increases the reach from Facebook's algorithm.
Okay.
I know that's a lot of words. I was not even having started talking about the event pages yet. So if we were talking about going to, I'll bounce out of this one. If I go to Center for Creative Living, which should be right here. Corky, just like Los Gatos Town's photo, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So what we're talking about here is liking the page and then going over to follow. Let's release that notification. Thank you, Corky, for the comment, which
Yes,
also
sir.
helps.
Yes,
Great
sir.
examples. So you can see right here, I got it set up so I can see first because I'm watching you. He's not even watching me. I'm watching
How are
you.
you? Oh,
So I'm making sure I check on these guys because they're gotten much more active, but we still have a long way to go. Okay, any other questions about what we've covered the last couple months?
Yeah, if I'm on my phone, how do I get to CCL's page if it doesn't just show up for me?
So Center for Creative Living should show up on your phone.
It's.
Are you on your Pages app or your Facebook app?
I think I'm on my Facebook app.
Okay, so you have to be on your Facebook app to get there.
you have to just search in the,
And then Center for Creative Living,
I don't see a search, oh, there's a search button.
because this really does help. I mean, this is seriously, this is why we're doing this.
what is
So-
the recommend part? What is that?
So that could be recommend to your friends. I don't
Oh,
know.
Okay, that,
Click on it, see where it goes.
see, that's what I'm afraid of, is clicking on.
So it's recommended, it looks like it's gonna be,
What you recommend.
so you can post, make a post recommending them.
And I would write.
Yeah, is that,
What?
Humanities are,
It's like, oh my.
Humanities
I
are-
I'm not
just
sure what
thought-
that signal is.
No, that's not like loser. That's like, oh my God, I can't remember
I
what
thought we
it
were
is.
gonna do
Oh, I
it
know.
on feathers or
It's like
something.
ding, ding, ding. Messenger.
Yes.
Messenger. I don't wanna,
Message people.
no, well, no,
I messaged everybody.
No,
I
they're-
gave everybody on my messenger list CCL, and like 7 or 8 said something, even though they're from all over the world. They just
Interesting.
said I liked it.
So Messenger is a part of Facebook.
Yes.
Do you recommend signing up for Messenger, since it's like it goes up to Messenger first and says, won't you sign up with us? It's like, no,
It's basically just a
why?
way to
Yes.
send a message to a friend. So we could talk, you could send me a message.
And it-
You'll also be more susceptible to be included in messages. That's the thing
Well,
that drives me nuts, is people keep adding me to a message that I don't really need to see.
Oh,
And I have to go
in
back in there
private?
and say, well, you can do group messages.
In
Like my
private?
kid uses Messenger all the time. In their
Okay.
generation,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
really
yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
But I do communicate through Facebook a lot.
But I thought Instant Messenger was for private, going off your page and going to Instant.
Right, so it is private, but you can do a group privately, right?
Okay.
Which makes me crazy, because how do I get out of the group?
I don't like
Right,
that.
and you have to go through the upper corner and click. and
Delete
get
it?
rid- And
Just
then a
delete
message
it?
goes out and says you left the group, which I always feel a little guilty. But
Oh,
hey, you
yeah.
didn't ask me to join the group, so I'm not gonna be attached.
I didn't know that. I thought.
Okay, we're gonna come back and look at this page a little bit more in a moment.
Okay.
We're talking about event pages today. So event pages, so there's a profile page where you have your friends. There's a business page, which I recommend for every single person. A business page could be accessed by anybody in the world, and you could also reach anybody in the world. There are now billions of people on Facebook. They're gonna take over the entire world, them and Amazon and Google. So an event page is a page within your business page or your profile page. I recommend creating them within your business page. This one grabbed my eye because it's the Northern California Renaissance Fair.
With cupcakes?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Gloria.
Oh, you can see that fast?
I do.
We
I
all can see it.
I can't get there. I'm in CCL, but how do I find you now?
I'm not on CCL. I'm
You have to go to Las
on-
Vegas Town.
But if you like that page and follow those, that would be great.
I already do that.
Okay, thank you.
No,
So,
Los Gatos Town I have.
This is an event page. It basically talks about what's going on, cover photo, where, what, when, and then it gets into some description if they had it. What grabbed my eye was this is a Renaissance fair which is attended by tens of thousands of people,
Yeah.
and it's got a cupcake photo. I realized that it's the cupcake lady who made the event.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I thought Renaissance fair, I'm thinking costumes, I'm
Right,
thinking
right.
turkey legs, I'm thinking women in fancy dresses.
Ale.
Bustiers?
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to politely say that. But I'm thinking there could have been so many more photos. The
Yeah.
jousting, the knights,
That's just
the
her
Joker.
booth. Yeah.
It's her booth. What's interesting is, 3,000 people were interested in going to her event.
Just because they want
Now,
cupcakes.
could there be a worse description?
What does it
So I
say?
don't mean to pick on
Dancing.
anybody.
Singing,
Yeah.
shopping.
Dancing and singing, shopping and painting. So much to do in so little time.
Bad.
At least she put on the link to the website. But what she didn't do is she has thousands of people that have liked this. She needs to be posting on here every couple days about that event. And then anytime anybody likes one of those posts, she can suggest her page. When they say they're going or they're interested in the event, you can't actually get them to like your page. But she could start communicating with them. But I just thought that was quite interesting. I personally would have got rid of the chocolate, went with this, and then added other photos of the Ren Fair, so that she was part of the Ren Fair,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The
Well,
Las Gatos Town-
the bales of hay, maybe.
Yeah, or the Drencher Wench.
I also would have gone in a
yeah.
little closer, right? Because if we went to like Las Gatos,
Jousting. And there's all kinds of Renaissance
Tons.
pictures.
there's so much you could do. So she should be, I thought I was gonna touch the
Very
screen there, that's pretty
egocentric.
funny.
That was, I do it
We're
all
not
the
that
time.
amazing.
I know, that's the first time. So you can see I do this little graphic things here. So that could be the Annie's cupcakes. And then she could take 6 other photos, and that would be a really cool.
Yeah.
Now, as it turns out, cover photo doesn't fit that, it has to be smaller, but still, you get the idea of where she's going.
Yeah.
So right now, she has thousands of people that have engaged her event, but she's not engaging them. So she put it up there, people might or might not have liked her page. She's missing this really, really big opportunity.
Really rich
She
opportunity.
basically hijacked the event. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because anybody can do it. Let's take a look at another one. So let's forget about that one.
Not only can they, but they
So I thought this
should.
was pretty cool. So you got a good idea. Family-friendly event. You got chalk art. Pretty good title. 10th annual. kind of tells you where it's at, tells you who's running it. There's your date, your time, etc.
But it doesn't say where it's at. The only people that'll see this are people that are local to it.
Well, that will be where it's at right there.
I don't know where that is.
Luna Park?
I know, but you can click on that, there's an address.
No, I know, but I
13th Street.
mean, it doesn't say it in the headline, that's why. So in other words, people have 10 seconds.
Oh, it says Luna Park.
Right.
Oh, what's Luna
Right.
Park? See,
You
that's the
have,
thing.
you
I-
have
Oh.
limited space or
Okay.
characters. I can't remember what
I
the
mean, in
number
other words,
64.
people that are watching this are gonna be local, or
Pretty much,
seeing this,
right.
okay. I mean, then
So,
it makes sense.
I work for Smoking Pig, so every time we have music there, it's ex-musician at Smoking Pig Fremont. So anytime
That makes
anybody
sense, right.
searches that,
Right.
that musician or us, my page comes
Right.
up. So these all could use improvement.
Okay.
They all should be hiring a consultant. I hear there's consultants out
I
there.
mean, it's great if you know what Luna Park is, but if you're not, yeah.
Not
Oops.
enough of you.
I have no idea.
So I just
Hey,
clicked
click
on their,
yourself.
I clicked on their website, and there's an example. I just clicked on their website. But you can see right here that they're pretty weak on their, so statistically, people don't want to click to see more. They wasted a lot of space up here. I like to create one paragraph of a summary, because people don't like to read. So my first paragraph is the summary of what, and it even includes the information up above. So I would kind of use the same title, I'd say what day, when it is, and where it is in my first paragraph. And then my second paragraph is about what's the benefit or the reason to attend. The third paragraph is the speaker or the organization. And then the fourth paragraph in my mind is the venue where you're speaking. So that's a 4-paragraph synopsis of that event. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
One of the keys, though, is I want to emphasize getting cover photos, because I noticed there's a few event pages at the center that I'm going to show you that you haven't gotten to the cover photo yet. We're going to talk about that.
Okay, good.
Seriously, we're going to go there.
Yes, yes, let's do
So
it.
this one was okay. I mean, it grabbed my attention. I think I even said that I'm going myself. It's next weekend, it looks like. So I'm going to make that one go away. This one I thought was pretty good. This is actually put together by a colleague of mine. So when I look at that cover photo, I know what's going on.
I'm
Pretty
Food.
much.
hungry.
That looks good too, right?
Yeah, it does.
But again,
What's
you
interesting
have to
is
know where
that
that is.
Greater Opportunities is not the location, is it?
Yeah, it is. It has an address right there.
It says Lafayette Street something, but
Okay, so it's food catered by this place.
Look good in Beverly.
So it's interesting, they're actually having a catered event at there, so that is the, I expected to see the restaurant there. That's what I was looking for. Well, that's pretty straight up. Tells me it's a fundraiser, I know I'm having some spaghetti, I know where it's coming from, I see a logo, and then I know it's Greater Opportunities, and I can tell it's hosted. Again, I'm hearing you say they probably want to put their name up there, but there might not be enough space for it. But I thought this one overall was pretty good. You can see that they got 30-something people going. There's some pretty good details in there. She doesn't summarize, like I suggest.
when does the See More thing come up then?
So in this case, she doesn't need it. There isn't more.
No, who does that? Facebook or you do it?
Well, Facebook controls how many characters it is before it's see more.
So that's enough? Okay.
Yeah. So in this
Oh,
case,
so I see what you mean about the other one. I didn't understand what you meant by.
right.
they
So
use
some
much
people
space.
have super long event pages. I don't know anybody that reads people don't.
Yeah, no, that I understand. I just wasn't sure where the cutoff was in
Right.
See More.
I don't know. I don't know what
the.
I actually was thinking about copying and pasting this into a Word document.
Yeah,
cutting the
that's
words.
pretty. It's long in a good way, so that's pretty. Yeah,
Right.
I can see where you went.
So this one isn't bad at all. Let's close this one down. So we talked about Annie's cakes. So one thing that's really important is that when somebody makes a comment, so if I go to discussion, here's
Here's their jousting.
Is
their jousting,
Yeah.
right? So this lady's from San Antonio, Texas. And interestingly, I can go to her profile page and start getting information from her. So just be aware of that when you leave the question.
Right.
Here, Edie wants to know if she can joust. So here's #1 complaint on social media, that there's no response.
No.
People want to be engaged. No matter what the question is, you either get rid of the question, like the question, or answer the question. But you've got to engage the people. Alan was kind enough to put his own photo up there. So these people fake. And again, the person, Annie Cakes, didn't come back and at least like it. I would have liked it and said, great photo. Just to build a stronger emotional connection over this opportunity. So you can see that there's a few. So here we go. Here's Emily calling out or hyperlinking in Travis. Minimally, it should have been liked. Hollister in Ocala, there's a debate about where Hollister is on this next one. They don't agree, but okay. But you can see here's another one where there's no engagement. Annie Cakes did respond here. But you can see right there, that's all the people that have engaged this post out of, what, 3,000 people? So she really should be putting up a post at least 3, if not 5 times a week, talking about the fair, about coming by to see Annie Cakes, about tying in cupcake history into the Renaissance time. I don't know if that's absolutely possible, but if I could, I would.
So I'm so confused. How are people finding these events? Are they typing in the word Renaissance or something if she isn't connected to them or whatever?
She could. You can see right here, related events, Casa de Fruta, Pirates of the who knows
Okay.
what.
So this goes back to my whole issue is like, if I'm typing in Renaissance or whatever, this one, I understand why it's bad, but it's also good because it says Renaissance Northern California, I know where that is. The pasta one could be anywhere in the world. I mean, that's
Right.
what I...
Right. So what's happening here is that people are going to start working their event page. Click that they're going. So if I click that I'm going to an event here, it'll go through my newsfeed, so my 900 friends might see it.
Right, that I understand.
Right?
Yeah.
But then I can invite my friends, my 900 friends, but you can't invite all your friends anymore. I can only invite 250. A client last week could invite 278. Don't ask me how. I heard of a musician who kept inviting all his friends, and then Facebook, because people were saying they were going to the event, shrank him down to only allowing him to invite 50 people to his event. So if we got better at, in the center here, at making event pages with cover photos, with the right descriptions, and then got the street team of, say, 10 to 15 people, all clicking that they're going, all inviting their friends, all sharing the event to your profile page, adding the event to your business page, adding a comment to the event, it would reach tens of thousands of people. So that is the next step for the center, is to start inviting people to the events. Does that make sense? And you can invite, like we have some common friends, we can't invite the same people. So you can invite your friends and then I'll invite whoever's left over. So that's where you can kind of organize it. But the two of you that are doing it mostly should be inviting some of your friends to most of the events. Now, do you invite somebody to every event? There's, you know, you guys have multiple events per week. I don't think I would invite everybody to every event. That's too much. I'd get tired of hearing from you. I mean, I'd never get tired of hearing you. I said that every day.
Oh, yeah.
She
you
felt
can
guilty
over-
texting me the other day, and I just giggled at it. Because you can text me every day. You have permission.
You can
for a
overdo.
year.
You can overdo. Right.
You can't overdo it. And so
Yeah.
I have musician contacts that are putting out events all the time. I just ignore his post. If I want to go see him, I'll go look him up. Now, he's not inviting people, but I can just see in his news feed, he's performing 5 times a week. That's 20-something events a month. You know, that's hundreds in a year. Good luck to you, buddy. I like you, but that's too much.
Jeez.
Yes.
So, when I have my personal business page, how can I find things to, like put there for people to like?
Okay. Let's take a look at that. So let's go grab one. So here's one right here. Here's a cover photo that's waiting to be added to your event. So September 30th, Rhythms of Wellness Drum Circle with Heather. Give me some drums. Give me Heather. Who
Yeah.
is Heather?
Heather's way, yeah.
I haven't read your things, and I don't want to. I'm not picking on you or being
Yeah,
supportive
no,
of
no,
the
that's
center.
good.
Heather's
But-
really an important, she's a great drummer, and she's been
Well,
teaching
I
all
should
over.
have you write it,
Oh,
because I've never been to her event.
okay.
Right, so I don't see a single connection to Heather on your description. So minimally, does she have a Facebook page?
I'm sure
I
she
would
does.
hyperlink that in to the first paragraph when I summarize it, so that she gets notified that you mentioned her. You might consider having her be a co-host. So when I let bands...
Those are all perfect, great ideas. Just keep up the ideas. I'm not taking
Okay.
offense or anything, just please
Okay.
help me.
So if you made her a co-host, she could then post occasionally to this event, which would go through your page's newsfeed. With the bands, what I typically do is open an event page 4 weeks ahead of time. I'll let the band leader become a host, but I tell them once a week is their limit to go and talk to my 7,000 fans. But they'll love coming in and making a post to talk to our 7,000 fans because they don't have to do anything to reach those people. Now, we all know out of the 7,000 fans, it's really going to turn into about 1,500, but still, that's serious. That's a serious number.
Oh, yeah.
And if I
totally.
like it, then I will boost it.
What are the pictures then? like royalty wise, or you can just take anything from anywhere, or?
It's a gray area, but I'm imagining if she has a profile photo, if she has a
No,
Facebook
that I
page.
understand.
She's
I'm just
got a
talking
meetup page.
In general.
She has a
'cause-
meetup page, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
and so I've taken
Okay.
stuff from there in the past.
So if it's I mean, if, I know
No,
where you're
I
going,
understand.
you're
I'm just
talking
saying-
about, like, if I did a Google search on something, like,
Right.
I'll show you one that I did, because I'm promoting Eat, Drink, Las Gatas, right? Chamber hired me to promote this thing. I took it, it's a 3-month gig, it's good money. But they've never done the event, so I had to go find a street fair-ish looking photo
Wow.
that came from somewhere in the world. It had no copyright and no watermark, so I went ahead and used it. But that's a,
How do you know?
good enough, Cameron. That's a gray area that you have to be comfortable with.
Yeah, because I did read one thing that blogs and such are considered fair use or whatever, that you can take something, but then it's an event thing promoting something that costs that you're charging for, so theoretically.
Right, so there's a fine. My theory typically is if I'm not making money off it, I can use it. If it's
Yeah, no,
out
I
there
agree
in
with
the
that.
world,
I'm just,
right?
this is something like this, we are paying me.
Right, but I figure this one, you should be engaging with the host of the event. She should be saying, please post my photo, and then you could slide in some other information into the event.
Okay.
Because you couldn't post, you can see right here.
Yeah, because she has people who
All
on
right.
Facebook.
Got an awesome class going on here, I like that, I agree with you. You can see, if I take her notification off,
Oh.
so
She's a
I
very
actually don't see
well-known
where you
drummer.
can post
Mm-hmm.
on
Very
your,
well-known drummer.
so you don't let people post on your events?
Yeah, we
Or I
do.
guess you could.
You do.
Anybody
People
can
are allowed
post
to
anything.
on-
I can't post on this event.
Are you,
On hers, you
On
mean?
your event for
You can't.
this, I don't see a way to do it. And I can't think off the top of my head how to turn that off because I never have.
Okay, I'm
Well-
gonna go look.
So if
at
I was on my own event, I guess that's what I'll do.
I've never turned anybody away.
Well, see, the other thing is, I know for
For good or
Meetup,
bad.
you guys should at least say how many, you should sign up yourselves, because I've seen that on Meetup, because people come back and say, is anybody going? And they don't come, so you guys should at least sign up for yourselves.
I know,
So-
right?
Right.
And
I
that's
got,
right here.
I got
So
blackballed for
I
that.
can't see how many you've invited. But
Really? You can
literally-
do, you can sign up?
I know, but
Oh.
it's blocked. I turn
Which
off
event are you
guest involved. But I can see that no one is going and no one's interested.
Yeah, I wouldn't go,
So.
Wow.
because I don't think it's happening, so.
So that's
That's
one
not
reason
good.
I actually hide my guest, which I'm going to show you in a second how to hide it.
Oh, I know
go
how
with
to
the
do that.
theory
You
that
know
if you
how
need
to-
to know who's
yes.
going, and I've debated this with people recently, if you need to know who's going, you're not my ideal client to come. I want people that just
Oh, I
have
didn't know
to
you
be
could
there.
hide it, I would definitely hide it, I don't, yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
I typically hide it, but I have a guy that runs Las Gatas Music in the Park. Him and I we get along really well, so it was a friendly argument. But he insists on having it shown because he has so many options to go to. He goes to look to see where his friends are before he decides. But I'm thinking he's not my ideal because he's kind of going all over the place
So,
anyways.
so where do you hide it?
Okay? Let's go take a look at one. Well, that's good. I will show you in a second. So we're getting out of here, this one. So this is the rhythm of the drum. You also have one for crystals, I think it was.
Yeah, that's.
So I go
Yeah,
back to
that's
Center
it
for
does.
Creative Living.
Yeah. The
If
other
I
one's
go
it's-
to your events.
Wait a second.
So we go to Center for Creative Living?
So here are your different events. So kudos on creating so many event pages. Fantastic improvement, right? The last couple months you guys are posting much better and much more often.
Thank you.
When I look at these, so I look at all these different events you have going on. Like you can't be inviting everybody to all these different ones.
Yeah.
CJ.
But I thought I saw one on, just one second, here we go. So here's Stones,
Yeah, that's over at UCM.
but still, cover photo opportunity gone.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, but
I don't
yeah.
understand.
So they haven't added a cover photo. You
Right.
created the event, but you
But
didn't
how
add
do you
the
get
cover
rid of
photo.
the going?
I'll get there, I swear.
okay, I'm
We're
sorry.
halfway
I thought
there.
you were
Halfway
doing
there.
that, so-
I'm trying to go through my list here.
So I actually have anyone can post enabled on all the events.
So again, I don't see.
Well, that comes, that
I
that
think
comes,
control comes up, but
I think that comes from UCM.
no, I made that event.
You made that? Okay.
So you can see right here that Center for Creative Living created this.
Yes.
Right.
And I have on every single event, anyone can post enabled. So I don't know
I hear you
why
entirely. So I typically allow people to post, but I must review it first. I'm on 20 or more times a day. I know it's a sickness, but it pays my bills. But I want to control what goes on there. I rarely
That's a
don't
good
approve it.
philosophy, yeah.
But I like to, I'm the filter, so it has to pass me to get onto my page. I've just seen a couple weird things every once in a while. But for some reason, I don't see, I see the share in Messenger. At our next meeting, let's get a little more into your event pages and stuff, okay?
Okay.
And I want to start talking a little more about the voice as well. I don't know why I can't post it. There we go. I got to flip over to discussion.
Oh,
So by flipping over to discussion, then I can go in there and type something in.
okay.
Okay. But we strongly suggest you go back and just create some great photos. I mean, you, with stones, just go to Google and pull all kinds of really cool, you know. What's your favorite stone?
Diamonds.
Diamond. I'm thinking rose quartz myself for love, but
Oh, yeah,
amethyst for
sure, yeah, that's right.
a regular
Diamonds
crystal
are-
for amplification. Diamonds
Diamonds are
are world's best friends.
Ruby by birchstone, that works too.
Okay, let's get into one of the events I'm working on here. So here's Eat, Drink, Las Vegas. I did not pick I was hired to promote. I did not pick the photo, I did
Oh
not
my
write the
God.
description. They have this photo on their website. I challenged it immediately, and then I stepped back and said, you know what, let's see where it goes. So just to show you the numbers.
Really?
Look at the numbers. I've reached 132,000 people.
Wow.
My goal was 50,000. I still have 13 days to go.
Unbelievable.
That is the power of social media. Now, I've put some money behind it. I will acknowledge that.
Oh,
But you can see 132,000 were reached, 6,200 actually viewed it, 3,700 have responded to it. So if we slide down here, you can see, people can't, I'm an administrator of this event, people can't see this, just so you know. Now in this case, I probably should flip the switch and let people see it, now that I think about it, so I can see that much. But you can see I got 239, 3,400 going. So I have engaged every single person that has made a comment,
that's wonderful.
and I've actually did some posting myself in the event page. So you could post in the event page, I won't forget your question, I promise.
No, that's fine.
You can post on the event page, it still goes through your news feed, but you can't see it on the business page. So like this is a band that's performing. What's weird is, when I did it on my laptop, I got their cover photo, which was the band in a really on a great stage. As it showed up here though, it switched over to the profile photo.
Yeah, and I can't.
Very
change
disappointed with that, because the cover photo was so much better. They're not, they're a cover band, dance band, so they're, in my mind, they're not really extra special. But he is a board member at the chamber, so I have to take care of him. I put it onto here, so it went through the news feed, and it's on the event page, but I didn't want to put them on the actual business page. So that's where you have to figure out which one to do. Do I want to go to the event page or the business page and mention the event? For sponsors, I'm putting them on the main page because I want to give them some love so they come back next year. But the people that are participating, I'm putting them through the event page so they're not polluting my business page.
Can you divulge how much you spent to get 132,000?
I've done five, I will, I'm not.
Okay, no, I didn't know if it was confidentiality with the client.
Typically it is, but in this case, I'm much more open. Corky brings it out in me. So here, somebody needs approval on a post. So you can see I have it set. Great example. I have no idea so seriously, I have no idea what's going to come up here, so please keep that in mind.
Okay.
It should be okay.
Keep your eyes wide open.
So,
Review.
Tucker Rich shared somebody's photo about somebody else's party.
Which has what to do with anything.
So this is where I have to remind myself that I'm a spiritualist, but you've just pissed on my event page.
Yeah.
I get this from Russia on my blog and everything.
I'm going to delete.
Wow.
These crazy, anyway.
Wow.
So I'm not going to delete him from
Russians.
the group, but I'm going to
Everything.
delete.
Why do they care what you're doing here?
I don't know, and they
So
speak in
he's-
Russian, which is even
he's-
weirder. And it's,
He's taking your page and putting his event on
Yes.
it?
And somebody else did this last week. Somebody else went last week and said, the next great food and wine
wow.
event
Wow.
is happening in October. So he not only hijacked and put his event on my event page for a food and wine, he's saying his event's even better.
That's not good.
So this is where I want to reach into the internet, but I have to go, I'm a spiritualist, I'm nice, I love everybody, but I kicked his ass out.
So what do you do, delete it?
And I mean this
So,
in the.
yeah, so in this case, I actually, I don't know if you saw that, I had the option to ban them from the page.
Okay.
So every once in a while, sorry for swearing on it, I'm glad it's on camera, good. Every once in a while, I have to kick somebody out. If somebody just starts swearing at me for some whatever reason, they woke up on the wrong side of the
Right,
bed
right,
and they go off, I don't have time, right? So
Right.
my water tower, 12,000 followers,
Right.
I just kick them to the curb, ban them from the page, and move forward when like
Do
12,000.
they know that they're banned?
They'll only know when they come back and try to do something on the page.
Okay.
And what does ban mean? Permanent then?
Ban means they
Until
have
you-
no more permission to post or do any engagement on a post.
Unless you
on my
change it,
page.
unless you change it back.
Right,
Okay.
but statistical odds of that are extremely.
No, I know that, I just was curious.
It also
They do
depends on
know.
how I'm
They do
feeling,
know.
right, so, no one ever has actually come back. One time in my 8 years, somebody contacted the owner of the pig and said, why'd you ban me?
Okay.
Because the guy was going off about, not like in America. So I'm thinking, oh, dude, I don't need you. Okay. So back on this, so, I'll get into
So
some
he wants free
specifics.
speech in a place that he doesn't like, huh?
I'm into free speech, just don't get on my,
No, I mean,
not
he-
on my
he
space.
was-
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
So here's a couple things that I did with this event. I'll give you some numbers. Because this is the thing to keep in mind. Reaching 132. Like if you looked on your, once you pull up one of your events, can you pull up one of your events and see what your reach is, just to compare?
Let me,
I also acknowledge I do this for a living and I have serious money behind it. But I did it a number of different ways.
I did a $3 one.
So if I look at my events, I created a custom audience. So you created a custom audience. Again, I don't want to get too far into custom audiences, but I will in 2 months. So in this case, I created a custom audience. Oh, I can even show you. I'll show you the full summary. So Los Gatos plus 10 miles, people that are interested in wine and food pairings and foodies, between the ages of 25 and 64. Got to be over 21 because I'm selling wine. I don't think 21-year-olds are really going to be into it, so I let it slide up a little bit. I have to sell a large amount of tickets. I won't say that number. So I created an audience of 300,000 people that fit this category. That was one of my audiences. As you can see, I put $50. I just tried to move it. That's the second time I tried to touch the wall and move the screen.
It's so real.
So I put $50 at it, and it worked so well that I doubled down, and then it worked so well I put $200 more. So over a 3-day period, even though it says 10
Jeez.
days,
Money
I
talks.
spent $300 to reach 21,000 people.
Money.
I don't know what that works out to be, penny and a half maybe, per, of a targeted demographic.
And then that expanded out to 132,000.
Well, this only reached the 21,000.
only 21,000. Gosh.
Yeah.
I know.
You know,
I know.
this means
Yeah, and
you
with
don't
that
have
And that's the paid reach, not
Right,
the
right.
organic.
And,
But I'll
and that's
show you
with
the
that
other ways I
picture,
did it.
it still reached.
Yes.
I know with that
Because
picture.
that photo,
makes me-
I'm not happy with that photo.
I can't
But the
believe
client
it.
chose that photo,
Maybe
so this
they
is where I
chose it
closed my
Because
mouth.
they didn't want to identify.
Because that's what they
anybody.
look like when they're drunk.
Right, and I've never done this event,
It kind of
right,
has,
that's how they came out.
yeah, it kind of has a bad
Well,
drunk
now,
feel.
provocation has its purpose.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I got such good response so fast because of the topic that I went ahead and just put more money into it. So that was $300.
And
right?
your synopsis was probably so right on that they didn't have to read too much, right?
And then I did this other one. I've done five different campaigns on this so far. Are you guys interested in the numbers?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
You told me to pull up an event
So what's your reach on your last one?
on my
Or
last
your one for today?
one for today. 70 people. The Akashic Records Psychic Fair reached 70 people,
Okay.
which is
I'm
more.
trying to think of-
Yeah, no
trying to think
picture. All right, yeah, it was,
So here's my second
I'm
thing.
gonna have, we're
So
gonna
you
talk
can-
about that.
So we obviously have an opportunity to greatly increase. I
Yay!
hyperlinked in the event page as my opener on a post on the page. Here's a photo that I said I Googled, right? So I Googled,
Which looks a lot better.
It looks like farmer's
Right.
market. in
Now, if you
San
know
Luis,
me,
in Los Gatos.
there is a garbage can in there, I will acknowledge it. I hate garbage cans, but you can barely see it, probably shouldn't even have pointed it out. I thought about cropping it, but I let it go. So you can see I hyperlinked in. I wanted to go for a quick summary. And it's the new version of the wine walk. So even though it doesn't have wine walk in the title, I'm starting to use it. And then I have a link here to the tickets. So I can click on this and I can tell how many people actually went to the website. But this, by hyperlinking this in, it added to the reach of the event.
How do you do that?
So that's the @ symbol and start typing
Right.
in the name. So in this case, I have a hyperlink for the event, and I have a link to the tickets, because I gotta sell tickets, right? That's what I'm hired for.
And that was free, just putting the link in, right?
Yeah, so there's no cost yet. But here's the results. 17 more thousand people.
Yeah.
Wow,
518 likes.
wow.
This one rocked. I think the photo made a difference. 65 shares. So 65 times people shared it, it went through their newsfeed. That's how I got such a big reach. So,
And that's organic?
well, no. 4,500 of it's organic. So
The
I
darker-
actually paid for 13,000. This is another one. I put it up there, I threw $50 at it to start, and it just went. So I put some more money. You can see there's more questions in there every single, well, there's only a couple. Nope, there's actually 18 questions in there. And you could see that I liked that they were asking their friend to go. I had one person on there invite a friend saying, hey, we have to go to this. And she responded, oh, I don't drink wine. I responded back, still consider coming because we have food from the restaurants and we have live music. She responds back enthusiastically with an exclamation point, now you're talking.
Yeah.
And so they went and got tickets. Because I took that moment, that 1 minute, to respond to that person to say, hey, I hear you.
Which again shows that you have to use the lowest common denominator because the title of the event is food and wine. So, yeah.
Right. So if we look at the results on this one, I spent 250. But 250 to reach 13,000 people, again, is under, you can obviously start seeing what my budget is. And please, let's not talk about this too much, even though I'm putting on a recording. But you can see that's a lot more people that saw that one. What I found out, or I learned this past week, which I love learning new things, is when I did the post of the band to the event page, there was no boost option on my laptop. When I checked the notifications on my cell phone, the boost button appeared.
How come,
That's
I
weird.
would think it'd be just the opposite.
The pad, laptop, desktop, phone, it's all a little different.
It is.
I have done hundreds of events, and I've never been able to boost a post within the event page till I happened to check notifications on my phone one day, and I brought it up, and of course I went in there and shot some money at it.
Before it went away again, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it right now. Okay, so this is my own page, my Las Gatas Town, right? Now we're up to 7,400 followers in 14 months. So because I have almost 5,000, I need 11 more to go.
I think
To
I
join or to like?
I need 11 more likes. I'm just teasing, I don't care.
Well, I've got a couple of other names that I
So I'm
can
going to
use.
show you how to add an event. Somebody asked me about adding an event to their page, but before I go there, I'm going to show you another post. So this is my, so here's another one. So here's my post I just took. Again, I have no idea where these ladies are. I did a wine walk females outside.
Awesome.
There's no mark on it. This is a gray area for me, but I have to close this deal. So I went ahead and used their photo. If any one of those ladies has a problem and they see it, I would take it down immediately.
Yeah,
Just saying that.
yeah.
But I got to make, we're not selling us enough tickets, even though I'm reaching people. But you see right here where I got a shop now button?
Yeah, what's that?
So that is me boosting this post. I shared, excuse me, as I look at it now, I shared it from Las Gatas Food and Wine, and then I boosted it myself with a shop now. And with this one, this is women that like Regale Winery, another client of mine. So you can take your current audience and create a duplicate audience, a lookalike is what they call it, that takes 150 characteristics, or excuse me, 1,500 characteristics, that freaks me out, takes 1,500 characteristics and it matches those qualities to people in the area that you put together. So since I work for the winery, I used that audience, so people that had the same characteristics that liked the winery, that were within a 10-mile radius that like wineries, wine clubs, and wine tasting, they got boosted to this.
So what does the shop now do?
So shop now,
Buy your tickets.
buy your tickets.
Ooh.
There we go. See, there's your website.
And you can't alter the name of the button. It always says shop now.
No, it's
because in
book
this
now,
case I would say
burn now.
buy tickets or something.
Yeah, I wish I
Shop.
could do buy tickets.
Yeah,
This
I
is the
assume
closest I
so,
can get,
because
right?
You know what you're doing.
Usually do use learn more, but you can,
Yeah.
there's like 6 options. But
Okay.
you don't, I wish there was an open one, right?
Yeah.
So that takes me to the website.
And that's tracked too, how many people go there?
So if I go right here, it will tell me right here, unfortunately only 2 people clicked the link.
The
Well, that
shop now.
sucks. That's really weak. So yeah, number's usually a little higher. I was hoping it would be a little higher.
Well, the thing I can say with that is, and I'm this way is anybody who goes to a wine festival most likely is going to buy tickets right there. They're not necessarily going to buy them in advance.
And that's the whole thing. So now I'm doing a post about how you can get in faster.
That is what you need to do.
That's
Yes.
smart.
Rapid entry is what I called it.
There we go. That's good. Take a,
So I did another one. Wow. Here we go. So I did this one as well. So I posted this one directly to my Las Gatas town because I wanted to get my own reach. Again, I hyperlinked in the event. Notice there's no more. Notice click for more. But it's kind of a the fall wine walk. I guess if you look back at the other one, I'm calling it the new version or revised fall wine walk. Fall wine walks in general
Fall
are
wine
hard to
walk?
sign out. I know. Yeah, now that I think about it, that's probably not the right one. They should be going audit
Fall
all the
wine.
way. I hadn't thought about it just now. I'm gonna go edit that post.
End of summer one.
stumbling in.
So you can see here again, another 5,800 people liked it, over 100 different likes, got some comments going. So because it's on my own page, I can click on this and then invited them to my own page. Suggested my own page. Does that make sense? So if we go look at the event, let's go look at the actual event. So I can just click on this hyperlink, which will take me right there. And you can see how I had that pinned to the top?
Yeah.
So it stays there and everything else will go underneath it. So if I go into edit.
Come on in. It's okay, come on in.
It's all right. Whoa, I've never seen this message before. Since you're hosting a large event, you'll only be able to edit this event 3 more times.
That's weird.
I've never seen that in 8 years. In hundreds of events, I've never seen that. Welcome to my world. This is how Facebook just changes. They didn't ask permission, they just told us. Now, I guess I could see where they're going, but still, I just want to show you. The other thing that just changed this last couple days is you can now add a video as a cover photo.
Since you're hosting, you only have 3 more times. What the hell is
I
that?
better be good at that, huh?
Jeez.
But I'm way underschooled on my video use. I'm really good at putting out consistent, good quality content, but I don't use video enough. I'm going to think about that for a cover photo. So you can see right here also there's the 64 characters for a name, so it is limited to 64. They chose Historic Las Gatas Town. I would have chosen my own page. There's the, so it's just your standard information. This is literally how you set up a page. This is their
Name, time.
information there, blah, 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 blah. The keywords, I rarely use keywords. I guess I should. Just haven't gotten around to it. I don't know why I wouldn't. It's not free. I could put that in there. Here's my ticket link. What's that?
The issue I've had with keywords is that I can't put in my own keywords. I can only put in the ones that Facebook suggests that I can put in.
Okay.
Which makes it useless for me because I can't actually put in anything these events are about.
Can you put in
What are
spiritualist?
some
Spiritual?
keywords?
No.
Seriously? I would have thought for sure you can do spiritual.
The only one I've had work is yoga.
Is what?
Yoga. For like for the smile.
Let's
yoga.
make the note, because our next meeting is going to be about event pages.
Yeah.
What are what like examples?
Well,
Keywords could be like, I should put in wine walk. Well, I'm going to wait because I only have 3 more shots of
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm going to think about it. I'm going to take a second to think about it a little more.
Yeah, with YouTube, I put Center for Creative Living, CCL, Sunday Celebration, Sunday Service, so that if anybody's searching for that, our
Right.
videos could
So
come up.
in this room right here, how many people do a search for an event?
I do all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And
I
Google.
look for my own ones that are suggested, but I never go like, where's Tai Chi or something,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So I don't know of many people that actually do it. So it's an option I guess I should take care of. Here's the answer to your question. Display guest list.
Oh.
Where'd you find guest
I
list?
obviously have it turned on. It's very rare for me to turn it on.
Now, does that mean, maybe you don't know this, is that the Facebook default then?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Right, so I get to go in and turn it off.
So you have to be aware,
Right.
okay, you have to be
And
aware.
then right here is your posting. So anyone can post, reported post must be approved. Wow. Oh, I didn't set this up. I just realized. I didn't set this event up.
Set event.
That's
So
good.
I would change it to, my own default is anyone can post, all posts must be approved. And like I said, I check it every couple hours. It's rare for me not to be online if I have a client meeting, it's the only thing that distracts me. But before a client meeting, after a client meeting, I grab my phone and look at stuff. And then you can have only a host post. I could put in a co-host. Like if you have the teachers that are coming in here to teach, you can make them a co-host. I actually have gotten away from that because I have extra need to control these days, I guess, for my brand. So I don't want anybody else posting as my own page, because it goes through my, I built this audience.
Yeah.
You better respect it. So that answers that question. But this is pretty straight up on what starting a new cover photo is. I mean, a new event page.
What was the question mark?
So the question mark is they want to make, looks like Los Gatos. So Los Gatos Food and Wine is the brand, and then it's Eat Drink Los Gatos is the event. So let's go back to the top and see what they did. So the chamber might have invented this, created this, Los Gatos Chamber, and then they made Los Gatos Food and Wine a co-host.
Oh,
So that I could
okay.
post on there as, but I could have swore this was already Los Gatos Food and Wine. I wouldn't have made it under the chamber, I would have gone under the brand. You want to take advantage of every chance you have to build your brand. Like I said, I didn't develop this, so. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's talk about no-nos. I'm going to, I hope this doesn't count as one of my edits. But I still have two more. I had to. I guess I could have canceled. Oh well. So the other day, 2 weeks ago, somebody that's promoting an event that's happening actually tomorrow put my name in a comment and said, Clifford White, because my name is CJ, but Clifford is my formal name on Facebook. Clifford White, you should attend this event. It's on speaking. I really want to learn how to speak. I'll get around to it one of these days. So first of all, I was like, what? But she put it in there, and then I noticed. So I responded back, oh, this is a good idea, I'll look into it. I went ahead and registered, because I'm thinking, why not? I'll go see what this other person's talking about. It's some big event, it's an all-day thing. And then after I accepted that I'm registering, I got this note saying I must commit to not take any photos or post anything about this event on social media.
Wow.
Which that pissed me off. So I wrote back and said, forget it. But every time she did the same thing and hyperlinked another person's name, I was notified.
Oh.
Why?
She did it 10, 20 times a day. Could you imagine how I was feeling when I got that 10th notification that had nothing to do with me?
Yeah.
Swear words.
Remind myself I'm a spiritualist. On our journey. Almost cost a friendship though. I mean, if there anything is a friend on Facebook. But I was getting more and more annoyed that she was annoying everybody that she was reaching out to. I thought at first it was a cool thing she was doing, but seriously, after the third notification, I started getting disappointed. Which really is a translation to starting getting pissed off. I got enough going on in my life, I don't need to hear your promotion. So,
But how did that
hyperlink.
happen? How did that?
So anybody can do a hyperlink, right? So I can make a comment right here. So I could say something like, Corky, you should check this out.
Yeah.
Does that mean it goes to
Exclamation,
all your
exclamation,
circle?
exclamation point.
You're not too many, oh my god.
You know what, I better not even play around. So by just doing that,
That's
now
the
I'm actually
wine
a
walk?
host. She's not even a host of the event. So she went on to she was hired as an outsider. She went on to the event as herself,
Okay.
made a comment and started hyperlinking in all the people she wanted to recruit.
Oh, that is so,
Cold.
yeah.
I said, this is the wine walk. You know how much trouble I'd get into?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
Okay.
I was inviting you for the food.
For the
Yeah,
music.
oh, okay, okay.
And entertainment.
For the
Yes.
music.
So
Okay.
between that move and the guy that hijacked to put his event on my event, telling me about his event being better, those are just uncool
Oh, that's
things,
rude. That
man.
is just so rude.
So
Right.
there is
You wanna-
there is etiquette.
Yes,
and some
and they
people-
cross that line, and then you have to get into, I don't want to judge it, I want to accept it, but I want them off my space, so.
That is a hard.
Well, they're trying to get away with paying by doing that to you.
Well,
Is it
they're trying to get away with that. Well, they're trying to get a hold of my people. Now, if
Right,
somebody goes and
right.
posts on an event page, I honestly don't know who sees it. If somebody makes an event, I mean, somebody posts on there, I think just the person who runs the event sees it. I don't think it goes through the news feed. But I don't know. Does anybody happen to know?
No.
I think if a lot of your friends are posting to one event, it starts to show up on your newsfeed.
Okay. Because I can't remember, I can't recall a notification or something in my news feed saying, so-and-so posted in an event. So I just thought that was
I've
weird
seen
in
those
itself.
online.
Where well, if I
It's
say
on
that,
my feed.
if I say that I'm going to the event, then I'll get notified when somebody posts there. But if I'm not saying I'm
Rarely
going.
say I'm going. I don't go anywhere.
All right, so we talked about cover photos, title, description, I already went through that, the 4 different things, summary, event benefits, speaker, venue. Ticket link is very important. So I won't mention it, just one second. So a client of mine had created an event that they needed to sell 100 tickets to before I got on board. Created the event before they loaded or added the ticket link to their website to sell tickets. 1,400 people were interested or wanted to go to the event. 1,400, and they only have 100 tickets to sell. But they didn't have the link set up, so those 1,400 people didn't have the opportunity to go buy those tickets.
That's just wrong.
Major failure. And it's now one of my examples I will use probably forever. So I actually had to bring it up in a staff meeting and it didn't go over very well. But I then created a custom audience tied to the people that said they wanted to go, and I hit them with an ad with a ticket link. And I sold out in 2 days. But the weeks that they had it up there without that ticket link was just
Weeks?
so frustrating to me.
Oh my God.
They just got really hyper and got too far out. And they created all their events in one day. So like in this 1 hour, they had all these events going up for the next 3 months instead of trying to spread it out, right? So like with the Pig, I have music there every Friday and Saturday night. I make an effort to only add 1 or 2 events a week 4 weeks ahead of time. So 4 to 6 weeks ahead of time is when I open an event. So getting into the promotion of events. I like to create, as a standard rule, 4 weeks of visibility. I like to send out a reminder post 2 weeks ahead of time. Secondary reminder 2 days ahead of time. Then I'll do something the morning of. I'll do something at, and I'll say thank you after. So that's 6 posts per event if I'm running fully. So when you're creating that content calendar for the month, you take your event, back it up 4 to 6 weeks, then the 2 weeks, the 2 days, day of, at.
But sometimes I don't know that someone's putting on an event until like a week before.
I understand.
Okay.
I'm just trying to give you the ultimate, because at
The
some point,
best way.
right? So yes. So here's the nice standard if you could do it. Standard operating procedure, right? Your SOP. It would be nice for you guys to get to that point where you have 3 to 4 months booked. That's the firm for that, right? So you can have that time to schedule. You guys are finally doing event pages. You were always a little behind on doing that. So I'm happy. So right on, seriously.
Now I'll start adding cover photos.
Great, and I'll be looking. So you could also share. So here's an event. Let's get into the share side of things. So here I could invite my friends, which I haven't done yet, don't tell them. I could share it in a messenger, which I would never do. I could share it in a newsfeed. So if I wanted to, sharing in a newsfeed, default will be my timeline. You can see it right here. So I could put it onto my own profile or timeline. I could put in something really sweet about how wonderful this event is. Or I could share it to a page that I manage. Don't freak out. But these are some of the pages I run right now. So I could pick, like I have Smoke and Pig has 3 venues. So I have an event going on in Fremont. I'll share it to the other 2 venues saying that it's in Fremont, because nothing happens at the other 2. So being able to share it to, so this was Los Gatos Town. So if I went right here, I would send it to my Los Gatos, this is Los Gatos Food and Wine, and I could share it easily to my Los Gatos Town, which has a much bigger audience, because this is only 3 months old. The other thing that's really cool, and this is one thing I want to encourage the center to start doing, is to find groups. I could share it, so this is where that person, he shared his event into my event. That should be removed. I'll probably complain about that because it's now starting to get me again.
And you can't
I could share it to a group. So I could,
control the groups that come on there?
I can send, I checked this, I did this class 3 days ago. So I could bring up any event and share it to it. You just should not be able to do that. It's just not cool.
Oh, any event on Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, it's like all these
Oh.
events I had nothing to do with that started showing up. I would never do it.
That's
So
pretty
I only took it so
intrusive,
far,
yeah.
but I started to type in one and a bunch of different events I had nothing to do with. Hadn't even said I was going. Didn't know who these people were, but it looked like I could do my event into their event.
So you can easily go onto their event and do your event and
Right.
do what he did to you.
I could, but I never would.
No, of course
Because to
not.
me, I wanted just to say, let the karma bus come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
But people do that.
on on the center's website, or was it my, anyway, where they were advertising a psychic that they had gone to see.
Okay.
And it's like, that's nice, but, you know, we have our own psychics here that are really
Oh,
good.
so they come to you, they come on your page.
So I just I went to the group, and I just started putting in South Bay just to see what would come up. So South Bay Live Music could be a music thing, but right here's drums and sacred events.
Yeah.
So that's a group. So that would be the next step for the center,
The rhythm.
is start identifying groups on Facebook. Oh, we're out of time. Sorry, I'll
Yeah.
keep going. Start identifying other groups where you could share your content to.
So you should approach them and ask them then?
You don't,
Or-
well, you have to become a member, you have to join to be able to post in a group, you have to join. Like, I don't know why this would show up because I'm not a member of that.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. It sure looks like I can't post there.
Wait, does that mean I would have, like, as my personal profile, I'd have to join?
Yes,
groups?
that's the downside.
That makes
So
me
I
lose myself on
know.
Facebook.
And so when
That's
I
why
was doing
people
music,
join.
so I was doing Blues for the Pig, Smoking Pig,
Mm-hmm.
and so I found all these different groups I could post to, and so every time I shared it, it went through my newsfeed. Clifford C.J. White shared to this group. So that's the trade-off, but what if you just found one or two,
Okay.
right? So, and I've not done any research, but if you just kind of put in spirituality or meditation.
Oh, there's hell
see
stuff
what-
around here.
Right, but you want to stay within a 50-mile or a 10-mile radius.
10 miles would probably be easier.
Yes. But the idea is that we want to build the whole branch, right? But I've found this to be really good. There's a group, Things to Do in Fremont. So Smoking Pig in Fremont, they are glad if I share in there. But it's me sharing Smoking Pig stuff. And then it goes through my newsfeed saying that I shared it in Things to Do in Fremont. But my client is happy that I do it. So you got to find that balance. One thing I had, I was just started working with Poorhouse Bistro. They were creating way too many event pages. They do music 7 days a week.
Yeah,
So they were
yeah.
doing music event pages 7 times a week or more, because they were duplicating some of the things. I've shifted the philosophy for them, so they're only doing event pages on Friday and Saturday of touring musicians. Their blues jam, jazz jam, or open mic, and some other blues jam. They're not gonna do event pages for that, so it can be more special. They went in there and hid all the open events for those events already. I had not known that. I learned 2 things in the past month. Canceling or deleting. Again, I hate to hit this event.
Go to another one.
Go to a different event.
Yeah, don't. 'Cause you'll-
Okay, it still says 3 more times.
I'm pushing it, buddy.
So here it is down here.
It's like when
And
you,
believe me, I cannot push this button or I'll be in big trouble. So I can cancel the event or delete the event. One makes it disappear, and the
Wow.
other one changes it so it just says canceled. Now the downside is it will go through the news feed. So that's why Poorhouse Bistro hid their event instead of canceled those event pages, because it would go through the news feed saying that open mic was canceled.
And it isn't.
It really wasn't, just the
Right,
advertising.
and that's why they just went ahead and hid it, because they were creating event pages, not inviting a single person, and having really weak descriptions. So it didn't add any value. So I wanted to simplify them to work on building out their brand. I'm gonna cancel and answer any questions that you might have. Has this been
I can't even,
Okay,
yeah.
So-
I-
yeah, go ahead.
go ahead.
Well, no,
We'll loop further.
I just Google everything. So I just Googled CJ White's event San Jose, and what comes up first is Autumn Food and Wine Festival for you, and then it goes into White's.
So it's not
Events.
even the
But
fall?
I mean,
That's not even the right one.
I know it's not. I just did that because that's who you are, and
Oh, but
I
that's
just
not me.
wanted to see. But then that came up.
So that's the meetup, that's today's event.
Yeah. So a few things come up.
Okay.
Okay. I just felt that today's
Google me.
presentation was super fast for me.
Do you think we need more than an hour?
Yeah.
Because we want to just kind of do an hour.
Yeah, we need more than an hour. And it just went super fast. I lost a lot because.
I can't take it all in.
We videoed
Yeah.
Well, that's why you get the video, right?
Do we get the video?
Yeah, I sent it
Are
to
we
you.
going to post it on?
No, I sent it to you in your, I sent it to you
Why don't we
personally.
go ahead and turn off the video?
Okay, yeah.
Haven't you gotten the ones
So
I've sent?
she's actually,
No.
she's
Awesome.
posted a video on the page.